This is going to be an interesting
It's
show
live.
tonight.
It's live. It's live.
Live.
It says it's preparing, so hopefully there's no
No, we're
problem.
live. We're live.
Yeah.
Okay, I should get a notice here in about 10 seconds. Hello, everybody. There it is. Okay, let me get it going. Let me get some links up.
Ding ding.
Da-ding. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the show. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight. We have been cracking up. We're having to take care of a few technical glitches on our end, but what we are doing is we're going to probably start one or two, maybe a couple minutes late because we've had a few little snafus, but we're having fun and laughing.
There was no snafus.
Savea's having some snafus.
Nobody's having nothing.
Some men have to go to bed without quesadillas.
It's like, do you want to admit that you have problems? No.
Come on, even the big shows have problems. Wait, where's the big show?
Yeah. So let's see here. I am going through and I'm preparing all this stuff. It's going to be just like a second. Yeah. I mean, I'm working on it right now. We're just totally working on stuff. It's like cray.
Cray. Don't you hate it when you're typing and all of a sudden you look up and you accidentally hit caps lock?
What?
I didn't do it. Why didn't you copy?
We have a lot of stuff going. So you guys, hey, make sure to share this event or this show because we have some serious awesomeness this show. There is a lot at stake this week. People are so excited about what's the trivia prizes. We have the best trivia prize this week ever.
Did I hear steak?
Yes, you did.
Hoorah.
Tell everybody, everybody's gotta watch the show.
Everybody gotta watch the show. It's gonna be an interesting show tonight. Hey, quit talking.
Hey, I'm not talking. You talking?
No, that was one of my remote feeds where I look at the live feed coming in and
you just say that that wasn't you talking. It must be your mini me.
It was another blast from the past.
Oh.
All right. Got that link up.
Okay. All right. So this is all set. We're good. Okay. Minimize that. Oh my gosh. It's almost time.
Yeah. Well, I said we're going to be 1 or 2 minutes late.
Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh. It's funny. Like I get all these notifications on.
Yeah, me too. Okay, got it. Got the link posted. Let me get that shared.
I'm gonna start a watch party on my Facebook page.
It's gonna be a party tonight.
Watch party us. Start.
Gonna be
okay. Tonight. What? Okay.
I got my last one done. All right, I got the links shared. Check my thing. I'm hoping sound is syncing. All right. While we're sitting here, let's see what we got. We got a good crowd tonight. Hello, Wendy Hodge, who's watching right now. Hello, Cassie. Hello, Vivian. Hello, Rhoda. So everybody tell us where you're from. Hello, Karen.
My watch party.
Hello, Carol Ann. And Christine Tracy's watching.
Oh my gosh. Christine Tracy's watching right now?
The Christine Tracy.
Wow.
The one that's known for for walking a tightrope between the North and South Rim of the Grand Canyon back in 1972.
Wow.
Or maybe that didn't happen.
30 people watching. Oh my gosh. There's so many people watching. Hi, everyone. Okay. All right. Are we ready? I'm ready right now.
I think we're ready. Okay, let's go. We're ready for a countdown?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait a minute. Hold on. Savea?
Yeah?
Something just occurred to me. We got a little thing I just realized about before we start the show tonight. Can you turn on your camera?
Oh, whoops.
Can you turn on your camera, please?
Oh, you want me to turn my camera on? Hold
Yeah,
on.
please. We need to discuss something. Unfortunately, we're live doing it, but we need to go over something real fast.
Okay, hold on a second.
Okay.
Let's see.
Awkward.
I know it's right. Okay, let's see.
Everybody's seeing. Okay.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. Before we officially start, Savannah, something occurred to me. We have our guest tonight we have our first honest to God really cool dude and musical guest tonight. And something occurred to me we don't have that other shows have. We need a house band.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know, we actually are starting to become a little legit. And I think most legit night shows have a like house band.
We do. I think since we DIY everything, we're producer, the writers, the camera people, except Jen, and the control and everything. Let's become our own house band.
Yeah, you think?
Yep. Hold on. I just have something. Let me dig it out. Okay. I happen to have a high quality slide whistle and a kazoo.
You do?
Yes.
Oh, you know what?
You guys anything?
I happen to have this. My purple.
Hoorah! You got a ukulele. Okay. Let's go and let's do our own theme song. We'll bring in our credits and everything. Ready?
Okay. All right.
It's Late Night Craft Talk.
Late Night Craft
Swipe left. Matt,
what's going on here?
You're a little early, Mac.
What am I doing here?
We're starting the show, and you're a little bit early. You're supposed to come on a little later, but we're Savannah become our own house band, and we're making playing our music. And where'd you go back, Mac? You weren't actually early, Mac. Oh, you're back.
What do you want?
So we were just making. Do you want to join us?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay, let's go.
Go for it. Let's go.
Oops.
I don't see
You hear the whole screen. Here we go. And where are you?
I don't know.
Hold on. Why does the host stop my video? All right. Welcome to Late Night Craft Talk with hosts Savea Kamori-Yang and James Hermes. Special guest Mac Lopez from Whirlwind Studios. It's 10 p.m. on a Friday. Hey, wait. Are you eating a cookie? You're eating a cookie. You're dipping cookies in milk, aren't you? Well, get ready to spill it out your nose from laughing. It's time to start the show. Dancing all the time.
Gosh, that was fun.
We sounded really good during those opening credits. We really got it together. Mac brought us together on that one. That rocked. It's kind of like every week's the opening theme show.
That was perfect. We had the best. Yes. Okay. So.
Okay,
for our business, we have to do
a drawing prize.
Trivia for the prizes. So, James, what did you have for your prize?
Last week, the prize announced last week is a set of what's called legal eagle feather earrings. They're not actual eagle feathers. They're the tips of those large white feathers. I trim, shoot with the tip with an airbrush, and make it look like a miniature eagle feather as earrings.
Okay, cool. Let's pull out the first winner.
Me. Say James. Don't say Max, say James.
Jake. Yay, Jake.
All right, Jake. Wasn't me, but I'll go with it.
Cool. Okay. So Dancing Bear Indian Trader is giving away a floral scarf. So we're going to see who the next winner is.
Say James. I sent in the answer to trivia questions on time.
Won. Yay.
Who? Alicia. Go, Alicia. Awesome.
Yay. Okay.
All right.
So the winner of Cynthia Masterson from Blue Dot Beadworks earrings. Pull out the winner here.
Say James.
Michelle! Yay!
All right, Michelle. Congratulations.
Woohoo!
All right.
So we will be contacting the winners via email very shortly, and we will be in touch. Yay!
Hoorah! Okay, let's go on and say what
you're working on this week.
Well, Elk Rack Traders have been working on. I've got a lot of pre-orders for the kits I've been making, and I just got a large order I got to be working on over the weekend. A lot of feather work, but so I've been doing that, putting that together. They should be starting to be available on the website. The first of them mid to end of next week. I got to film the instruction videos on it and everything, because I want a fully developed, mature kit to do. Matter of fact, I've spent a lot of the week working on this. This looks like snot on a stick, but this is actually hide glue. I've been boiling rawhide.
It's a lollipop.
Oh, it's edible. You can live off it. It's the glucose you get that from the hide that makes it. But to make a lot of that, so hide glue for the aero baking kits, I'm been working on. This is not hard, but it's time consuming because you got to boil that rawhide, just let it boil, and go over and dip stick in there and get it out. So anyway, something else. I did a Facebook Live yesterday for the business talking about drums and how I want to have some for sale, but it's a major investment to get the material. Savannah and I were talking, and she had a good point. So a lot of people asked for drums for this. I've got a few messages. I want to make these, but again, it is a challenging time for business. I don't normally, in a normal year, only make a few of these because I show a lot of rodeos and other community events. I do not sell drums where there's alcohol. It is not mixed with the spirit. And so I honestly spend the money to do other stuff that would make other things would sell, the art market. So with this, for those of you contacting me, others interested, I am a drum maker. If you are interested in the drum, this is a 15-inch elk rawhide hand drum, and I sell them for $150. I'm asking for an $80 deposit. I need at least 10, and I cannot promise how long or short a time that will take. But if you want to get the hand drum, I'll need a deposit. That'll give me enough if I get 10 to go ahead and get the material, do that, and the balance will be ready when the drums are done. I will ASAP them, get them done. Contact me at james@elkracktraders.com. There's information on you can find us on Facebook as well as our website. And that's what I got. Savannah, what's going down? You were talking to somebody.
I know.
Are you having a party?
It was suggested that what if you had drumsticks as well? So
yes.
Not only do you sell a drum, you also have a drumstick available.
Yes, because that was dancing in my head going, say the drumstick. Thank you. Yes, a drumstick comes with the drum. Thank you, Dan.
Cool.
So what's going on with Dancing Bear?
So we actually have been working on totally moving around all the fixtures, doing major moves so that we can actually make larger aisles in our store. Mm-hmm. And we are preparing to reopen soon. And we're actually going to be doing by appointment only shopping very, very soon. So make sure to keep an eye out on our Facebook page and our Instagram and, all of our different media releases out, to get all the information out. So we will be in touch very soon, and we're thinking, so we're going to start first by doing appointment only, and then we'll start going from there.
Okay.
Store up again fully. So Oh, and then also the one thing I
What-
forgot to say, for those of you who are watching our show for the first time, the purpose of our show is we actually try to create a venue, like a source or a way to get people to be seen. So we actually pick a bunch of artists, designers, small business owners, different people to be guests on our show so that we can actually, help promote their business. And we are trying to also keep our stores in everyone's eyes during this time. And of course, we love to entertain you at the same time because obviously, like James and I, we have a lot of fun with being silly.
Yes.
Right?
That said, we need to have a quick talk.
Okay, hold on a second.
Everybody, just so you know, I can deadpan anything, so don't take this seriously. Savia, in our discussion, Savia, you took a little bit more time than I did when we talked about how much time we spent on business, and I'm supposed to bring up this, and you're kind of stepping on where I'm supposed to be, and we need to equal the business as it represented easily, and you talk about the shop. I got to be upfront. When we started the show, when we want to form it, you weren't the first choice for a co-host. You were like the third.
Really?
Yes.
I was not the first choice.
No.
For my own talk show.
Yeah, and everybody, I remember I can deadpan. You were not. We need to work out this on this part, but remember, you've come in late to this since the first show.
This is true.
And I just want to get that out there.
Okay, well, let me.
What?
I think that maybe we need to show some of these screen tests that we did. I have a little thing to show you, so.
You're going to show the screen test for the show?
Yeah, because, you were about maybe the 5th or 6th person that we were going to pick.
And I told you were the 3rd. All right.
So, yeah. Okay.
When you're ready. Roar! Roar! Me want to host Late Night Craft Talk. Hulk want to do it and smash late night. Roar! What's the Baya Hound? What's Savannah have?
I love the Hulk. This is like from when I was a little kid.
Savannah have 1977 Hulk Bull from TV show and cartoon. Hulk impressed with puny arm Savannah. Rawr!
Oh, I'm so excited. So
yes.
You want to be the co-host on my show?
Savannah, yeah. Hulk went to co-host and smash. Rawr! Where's that? Who's that?
Oh my God!
I'm looking for my person, and I wanted to try out for the show, and I went to crash.
No, Dobby, no.
But you don't like Smeagol?
Can I give you a sock so you can be free?
No. Hulk smash, who little man? Who little man to do that? Little man, let me look for little cursor here on computer. Hulk smash, little man. No, me not impressed. I'm not afraid of you. I'm here to audition for the Hobbitses. And Savannah.
Yes.
Hulk no care. I can't keep a straight face almost. Hulk laughing. Hulk mad now, Smeagol. I don't care. You're a big boy. You're not gonna give me. What?
Dobby, don't be mad.
I'm not mad. I just went to find the hobbits and get the ring. Hulk smash little ring.
No.
You're right, bully.
Don't be mean to each other. It's okay. You know what? I think we need to go another way.
We'll just find your ring.
Another person.
Hulk smash. Hulk done now. And being bit.
That would be bad.
So, that was the role. I can see why now you did host 1 and 2 and 1 right there. And then you went to Craigslist and I answered the Craigslist ad and went from there.
Yeah.
That explains a lot. Boy, everybody's going to know that now. With that, lead in, get right here. Okay, we got the right one. All right. So I think we got that. Everybody knows it's out there. I think it's time just to move past that awkward moment and bring out our next guest. As soon as I get something. There we go. Killing time. Wrong menu. Killing time. And with everybody, let's get back to the coolest guests we're going to have all evening. The coolest guy, this guy. It has been a pleasure. Everyone, welcome to this week's special guest. Mac Lopez from Whirlwind
Yay.
Studios. This is going to be cool.
Yay.
And ending graphic. Mac! How you doing?
Hey.
Man, you guys are nuts. I thought this was supposed to be a serious show.
Yeah.
I'll smash you for that, Hawkman. Okay, I'm not going to try to go back to that too many times. Now I think I want to burn it out. All right. Okay.
Mac, how are you doing?
And well, I wanted to tell you that you guys weren't my first choice to be on a show with, but I decided to do it anyway.
Well, I know that you answered a Craigslist ad. You came into the show.
Nice.
All right.
Mac, tell us about yourself. How did you start becoming a flute player?
Well, I couldn't play saxophone, and that was the biggest thing. It was like, you know, the flute is part of our culture. And so when we were kids, we would make flutes out of branches. And, you know, while other kids were playing cowboys and Indians, we were just playing with flutes. And little did I know that flutes would put food on the table and pay bills and allow me to go places I would have never imagined I would ever be able to go.
Where did you go? Where did fluting bring you? Playing the flute?
Switzerland, across the U.S. I got to meet so many cool people that I would have never thought I could ever meet. You know, Barry Manilow I met.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
That's cool. You're like, hey, Barry, what's up?
What's up, Barry?
Yeah, just looking up information, you know, when I was doing the research to get over there, I've known you for years. I've never really looked at the past, and I know that you performed with like Layla, Rita Coolidge, I believe.
Nakai.
Wow.
You know, just anybody who's anybody in the native musical scene. I was blessed to be able to do that, you know. And like I said, I would have never imagined that something like this would be happening for someone like me, you know. I feel really blessed, you know. I mean, I see you guys at powwows all the time. We're good friends, and at least we were until the show. But you know,
I warned you.
Still,
don't unfriend me on Facebook yet.
Yeah. No, but it's just been a blessing, to say the least, you know, and to be part of this fiasco that you call a show is the highlight of my life, you know.
It's a little organized chaos at the beginning.
Yeah, but that's right. What's cool about it. It's organized chaos.
Yeah.
So where are you from?
Where did I grow up, or who?
Yeah. Where did you grow up?
Huntington Beach.
You live by the beach. Cool.
I was one of them surfing Indians.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Get out there with the hand drum on a surfboard going, hey, surfing now, everybody. Okay, I'm done. I just thought a new hand drum song.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I've done Elvis before. Okay. So how long have you been playing flute? Well, we already did that part. So what are you, like some of the venues you play during the pals during the year? I know I routinely see you over Mission San Luis Rey powwow. This usually happens this weekend, normally on a normal year.
Yeah.
On that one, I've seen you playing at like Imperial Beach. What are some of the other venues that are either your favorites to play, or where is it?
Well, we were doing a concert series in San Diego at the Performing Arts Center that I was asked to produce, and we had something like over 24 North Native American dancers as part of the show. We also had Aztec dancers. You know, when we talk about indigenous people, we're not just talking about North American, you know.
Mm.
The Aztecs, you know, very significant. And to do this concert series for like 7 years, we did this concert series And to do it at a state-of-the-art performing arts center, man, it was such a blast, you know, to be able to work with professional sound people and to have a stage that's bigger than 10 by 10. And, you know, man, we've been blessed to share our music and our culture, you know, and that's what I like about what you guys are doing, is that you're sharing this native culture and the different art forms that, you know, is part of that. You know, you being a drum maker, and, you know, the beadwork that you do, the fans that you do are incredible.
Thank you.
And, you know, so they ought to be a part of, you know, that business that everybody knows, you know. Dancing Bear, it's like,
It's
man.
I was a little confused. I thought you were about to talk about Survey and Walmart. Sorry.
What?
Oh, terrible. Jeez.
Well, if somebody's going to say something bad or off color, it's going to be me.
Right? He treats me like this.
You weren't looking for quality in Craigslist. Okay.
So I have a slideshow of a whole bunch of really neat flutes that Mac he helps, he represents other artists and himself with flutes. So I'm going to show you guys what he sent me so we can go over this.
Sure.
While you're switching that, let me remark that anybody, if you have questions for Mac, you can leave comments in the Facebook feed post, or you can email us at latenightcrafttalk@gmail.com.
Yes, feel free to email us so that we can get him. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask him, we're going to be addressing all those questions once we're done with our format at 11. So this is the first one. This is a interesting flute. Tell us about it.
That's made out of Buckeye burl, and it's made by a good friend of mine, Chet Miller. And that Buckeye burl has so much going on with it in the coloration that's natural.
It's very cool.
Just an incredible flute maker. Buckeye burl's probably one of my favorite woods. I've got a couple of Buckeye burls behind me. But I love.
Does the wood change the sound of the flute?
Well, you know, it depends on who you're asking. You know, there's always woods that, to me, resonate.
Mm-hmm.
The voice, I think that really does have a lot to do with it. But, you know, it's not just woods. Yeah. Some of the, you know, we've had flutes made out of antlers, horns, mm-hmm. Sunflower stalks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me show you another one.
Sure.
So tell us about this one.
Yeah, that's a very special flute. That was made by my mentor and late brother, Hawk Littlejohn. And Hawk Littlejohn is probably one of the most prolific flute makers of our time. This one was entitled The Trader, and it depicts a Cherokee man with a flute in one hand, of course, and a walking stick in the other. He's shown with traditional facial tattoos. Mm-hmm. His hairstyle, top knot. He's got a bag of corn on his back, mm-hmm. heading to market to trade for other items, and with his trusty dog at his feet. Mm-hmm. That's a flute that really means a lot to me, and actually it's a flute that I have here. It just really means a lot to me. Hawk was a person that would tell stories with his flutes, you know, mm-hmm. whether it was carvings or inlay work or wood burnings. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's a beautiful flute.
It's interesting. This is the only one that has actually like a lot of figures compared to the ones that we're going to look through right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's one that I made. That one went to Hawaii, to a client in Hawaii. And I was just doodling on it, you know, just doing some wood burn designs on it and images. And she had
That's
asked
really cool.
if I had bass flutes. And I told her, yeah, I do. But this one, it's got all kinds of off the wall wood burnings and stuff. And so she wanted me to send her pictures of it. And when I did, she said, I want it. And that's where it went. And if you'll notice on the fetish, my wife, Cherry, had beaded a dragonfly.
Oh, that's cool.
And so that got attached to the fetish, and that's how it was shipped.
Cool. Actually, I have details on this on a few slides away. So we'll look at those details in a little bit.
Sure.
That's cool.
That's made by Daniel Begay, and that one was done out of a sunflower stalk.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, a lot of turquoise inlay all around it. It's just stunning flute for something so organic.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Now that's a drone. That's a double-barreled flute. That was also made by Daniel Begay, and that was made out of holly. Holly is a very hard wood. It looks like ivory.
Wow.
And
that's
I
cool.
sent you a picture of what that flute looked like before all the wood burnings, because it was just this beautiful cream color. And he decided to do wood burnings on it. Stunning.
That is really nice.
Yeah. Oh, that one is one that was also made by Daniel Begay, and that has an image of a mythical creature called the Uctina. And it was a horned serpent that a lot of stories are done concerning that and its magical powers. And it's just a great example, again, of telling a story. That's the bear flute. That was a collaboration between Hawk Littlejohn and Daniel Begay, and it tells the story of, if you look on the side, you'll see a man on all fours as he slowly transforms into a bear.
That's cool. I have the next one. It's the same one, but it's a different angle, so you can see.
Yeah. So you'll see.
That's very cool.
That tells of a particular tribe. And all the images have to do with that story.
That's very neat.
The deer dancer.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's an old image. A lot of these images are from what's called the Mississippian period. And those images were carved on shells, primarily on shells. And very old images, thousands of years ago, from the mounds.
That's another angle of that.
Another angle of it. And this one is also a drone flute. A lot of geometric designs. And again, a lot of designs that were originally done on shells, inscribed on shells. And Danny transposed those onto flute. The bear flute, where you'll see the bear track on the end of it.
Sorry, went forward one. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so cool. Okay.
And let's see. That was also, that one was done, I believe, by Billy Crowby, if I'm not mistaken.
That's neat, the dragonfly on there.
Yeah. Billy is a really, really talented maker. Again, more geometric designs, all done with a wood burner.
Mm-hmm. I think this is of the same one, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It's
Same one.
interesting to see the different angles.
Yeah.
So what is this one? What is the imagery on this one?
You know, that was something that when I talked to Danny about it, he said that he just started on one end and he just let it take him where it wanted to.
Cool.
And again, a lot of old images, spirals,
mm-hmm.
sun images.
It's really interesting, all the spiral work and all the, it's very interesting.
The underworld.
Mm-hmm.
Again, this is a Harmony drone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a beautiful, it's what's called a fifth harmony.
Mm-hmm.
So one barrel is a fifth harmony apart from the plain side of it. It just
mm-hmm.
produces this beautiful melody. There's the Uctina.
That is so cool.
That is the horned serpent. And that is just one of the most incredible works of art on a flute that I've
like
seen.
the trying to do the hole of the flute with the curved piece of wood would be very, very hard.
Yeah, it's a branch.
That is very cool.
That's one that I did with wolf eye burned on one side and wolf hiding behind a tree on the foot of the flute.
That is so amazing. Wow.
Yeah. Bear tracks.
This is really amazing.
Yeah.
So cool.
And that one was a collaboration that was done with me and Danny. The client wanted hummingbirds and dragonflies.
That's very neat.
So that's what we did. Oh, that's a special one.
Yeah, tell us about this one.
Okay, hummingbird.
Yeah. You know, my wife had asked me for her birthday next month that she wanted me to make her a flute. She's never asked me to make her a flute, although she's gotten a chance to play hundreds of them.
Yeah.
And hummingbird means a lot to her. She's got hummingbird medicine in her medicine bundle. And so I did a hummingbird, which I burned and painted on the foot of the flute. And wolf eyes on the one side of the flute and an eagle feather on the other side.
Nice. So here's the detail.
Yeah, that's a detail of that bass flute that went to Hawaii. The eye in the hand, a lot of cultures use that image.
Mm-hmm.
That particular image was out of the mounds in Ohio and Georgia, Tennessee. Very, very unique image. Back to the show.
Back to the show.
Those are so neat to see all those like different flutes. It's really like just the artistry that goes into like doing the design, the styling, and all. I mean, the shapes and the carving. It's just so cool.
It is so refreshing to see old school Talkie culture out there, seeing it. That I'm gotta actually breathe in right now. I'm out of breath from seeing that. It's just there's other representation of every culture, but what you put on there and be able to, the sheer pleasure we have to be able to show that tonight.
Yeah.
School in my background, I'm looking at it going, God, I missed that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's craft work and then there's artists.
Well, even you know, when you did that fan for my wife, it was just, God, that was such a beautiful work of art you did, you know?
For those that don't know, Mac handed me some feathers to make for a feather fan for dancing in a powwow with his wife, probably like 4 years ago now, 4 or 5 years ago. And he gave me this beautiful set of feathers to work with. And I was in town up in Orange County when Mac was living up there. And I was working with some basic tools at my aunt's house in the city of Orange right after a rodeo. And when this thing started coming together, it's like the feathers were already there. It's kind of like a sculptor, that's working on stone. You just got to put the pieces together there. But that was one of the prettiest fans I've ever made for anybody, and that was a damn special piece.
One of the most outstanding pieces of sacred art I've ever seen. Thank you for doing that.
Coming from you, I'm like, thank you, Mac. That's awesome. I normally don't like to relate questions from the audience. We'll ask some, but we usually like to save it till after the formal part of the show, the program.
Sure.
But somebody did ask one that I think would be great timing now to ask it. Is can you tell us about the different parts of the flute? And that's a question I believe from Cassie.
Yeah, well, give me a second and I'll show you something.
That way everybody can really understand what they're seeing.
See, normally the flute starts out as a square piece of wood.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's routed inside. Voicing is all done from the inside. Pilot holes are put in. And then all of our flutes, the finger holes are done with the metal rods, steel tapered rods that we heat up. And we use a chromatic tuner to tune the flutes. And once it's on the lathe, it's turned. And then it's made into a circular shape. And then things start taking hold from there.
Okay.
This top piece is what we call a fetish or a bird that sits on top of if you will, a nest. And this is the most important piece of that flute because this is where the flute's voiced. To me, I really don't care about what the flute looks like. If it's not singing the best that it can, it never gets sold because we really want our flutes to depict the best possible sound and tuning that we can.
Indeed. You have the same philosophy definitely for drums. If it ain't right, it ain't going out. It ain't not.
And it doesn't sound right either.
If it's not right, it doesn't sound right or anything. And
people say, do you actually voice drums? And I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yes.
Yeah. And sometimes I had someone from the peanut gallery here saying that it's like picking your wand, it calls to you, right? And like just the sound and the feeling of it, it's connected.
Yeah, that's why I asked the master to make me a drum,
Mm-hmm.
And
I'll let him know you asked.
Yeah. Well,
and you no deposit. I think this might be the time that Mac has very graciously said he would be playing some flute for us this evening. I think this is probably the time if you're cool with that, Mac.
Sure. Anything you want to hear? Any flute you want to hear?
How about your favorite song?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You have a request for Copacabana.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's hard when you're performing because I've done poker performances and somebody asks for a request, you want to like kick them. Honestly. No, Mac knows exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, this is a song for my wife. I always like to play this song when I'm performing.
Mm-hmm.
Just out of respect and love. So I'll use one of these Buckeye Burls.
Oh boy. Oh, cool.
Here we go.
so beautiful.
I want to go ahead and read a couple of comments we had that come in from what the flute playing is. Oh my gosh, I needed that. So beautiful. Thank you for the beautiful music. And another response from that was from Rhoda, another from Laura. I needed it tonight. Megwitch.
Thank you so much for your kind comments. That really means
really beautiful. That stuff kind of gives me chills whenever I listen to like music live like that. I was like, ooh, awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So right now, this is the time that we're going to do our trivia. So this is kind of a very, kind of a really amazing, week, because we were honored that Mac is helping us, and as together as a group, we're going to be giving away a native wood flute, and we are terribly excited about this. We're just so excited about how amazing this is to give to someone.
Excited, and I'm going to use the word for me. Probably humbled is the word I'm going to use for me.
Yes, we're so amazed. It's just, I was like, so.
Yeah, when Max says, let's give away a flute for the drawing. Here's Savannah and I. Ready? Let's get our jaws.
From all of us.
From all of us. From all of us, indeed.
Yes, yes.
So if you want to go ahead and show some pictures of the flute that we have up coming up this evening.
Okay, hold on a second. We're going to start this.
Then I'll get into the graphic for trivia.
Okay.
And sometime tonight, I'll play the flute that we're giving away.
Yeah, let's do it in just a little bit.
Indeed.
Sure.
So this is the flute. This is the flute that we're going to be giving away. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
I'm seeing this for the first time, the flute, really, in the picture. I'm going, holy cow. I want to answer some trivia questions.
Yeah, I know, but can we put our names in?
No.
No, because we kid around about it, and we kid around about it. We know is no for us.
This is some details on the flute.
Wow.
It's so gorgeous.
That was carved on a CNC machine as it was turning.
Wow.
So it almost looks like the images were glued on there, but they're not. They were carved as the flute was slowly turning on a lathe.
Wow.
It's incredible. It was made by Marty Lisenby from Utah in 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And the flute's in immaculate condition. It's signed. It's in the key of G minor. He went by the business name of Native Echoes. And it's just, its history means so much to me. It's like Hawk, Little John used to tell me, when you're going to gift something to somebody, gift something that means the world to you. Because it's easy to give away something that you don't particularly care for or want.
Mm-hmm.
But this flute means so much to me. And just the short history behind it, that how it's found its way back here and how it's going to be going to some lucky person.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
That's really nice. And the still pictures keep going behind this, so sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
Okay, wait. All right. So we ready for trivia questions?
Yes, let's do this.
All right, let's get them and go. Let me get the reminder up, Savannah, right quick.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. That's an important piece of business here, so let me get that one up so everybody knows, because I got that one on my end. So for everyone, for the trivia questions, you've got until midnight Sunday night to get them in. You need to email them to latenightcrafttalk@gmail.com. Mm-hmm. Again, you've got until midnight this Sunday night, and send those answers into latenightcrafttalk@gmail.com. Let's get some trivia questions.
And they can Google those. They can Google those answers, right?
Yeah.
We feel that it's totally okay to Google the answers because basically you're learning. You're actually going out and trying to find the answers.
We
So it's
purposely
totally
discuss at length some of these trivia questions. We want people to go out and learn about some things. And I'm going to go and give the theme is tonight because you are you. Tonight's trivia questions center around music.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to be sharing the trivia questions now.
Okay. Let's get the first one. Let's.
Okay.
Right. Question number 1 for everybody. Question number 1. What famous Native American instrument is used for bird singing by tribes in Southern California? I know I added a word in there, but it's fine. What famous Native American instrument is used for bird singing by tribes in Southern California? Second question is, what Native American singer from Canada performed Shine Your Light in the movie Ladder 49? Again, what Native American singer from Canada performed Shine Your Light in the movie Ladder 49?
What Native American instrument is considered the heart of the powwow? What Native American instrument is considered the heart of the powwow? What is the name of one of Max Lopez's CDs?
We want them to research.
What is the name of one of Mac Lopez's CDs? Okay, Mac, your turn.
What is the most popular wood that native flutes are made of? Again, what is the most popular wood that native flutes are made of? I don't see any other questions.
Oh, you don't
I got it on mine. He's not got the screen. You want me to read it, Savea?
Yes, go for it.
Go ahead.
Okay. What native drum group was nominated 6 times for a Grammy Award? Again, what Native American drum group was nominated 6 times for a Grammy Award?
Wow.
Again, remember, email your answers to latenightcrafttalk@gmail.com. Answers are due by midnight on Sunday after the show. That is this Sunday night.
So like 11:59 on Sunday. It's not like Saturday at like 12:01 on midnight. So it's you have the full Saturday and you have the full Sunday all the way to 11:59 to look at the answers and send.
If you're emailing it 11:59 Sunday night, you're good. It's midnight.
What was the email address again?
Late night craft talk.
We didn't discuss if Mac was eligible or not.
Did you just cuss, Savea? Did you just say late night crap talk?
No, I didn't.
What did you say?
Late night craft talk.
That is a faux pas we have not done yet on the show.
You're the first person that noticed it because we intentionally picked that word because it kind of sounds like something as funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's totally it.
I swear. We're like, you know what? It kind of sounds like it, but it's not it. You know, we're like,
we're back in April. We were working on this, and I answered the Craigslist ad, and Savea did too. We were meeting, and we're like, what are we going to talk? We went back and forth, and late night craft talk. Savea lost. I won. Actually, it was the other way around, but
he's like, doesn't that kind of sound like? And I was like, well, it's okay. I think that people will they may not notice it, but you're the first person to say something, which is funny.
Well, Mac. All right, so we ready to talk about before we get into the because it's about that time before we get into the overtime where we can start relaying questions from the.
Let's have Mac do. Okay, so Mac, can you show us your CDs?
Yes. Show us
your CDs that you have
because we're giving away an answer.
Artists.
You know what? This is a live show, and I completely spaced out, and the CDs are locked up in the shed. I thought they were in the shop. And
well, so Mac has had, how many CDs have you had released?
6.
6 CDs.
Mm-hmm.
Prolific. That's awesome. When did you record your first CD?
Oh my gosh. That was like in the early 90s.
So you're pretty prolific, flute player.
Man, I don't know about that, but
well, hey, can you play another song for us?
sure. You want it on the giveaway flute, or you wanted another one?
You know what? Why don't you use the giveaway flute so people can hear how amazing it is?
Good timing. Okay. Good timing. Excellent.
Okay. Does anybody have a drum?
I just happen to have one next to me. Improv whenever, come in whenever, as I feel the spirit.
Yeah, I'll just play a short intro to it, and then I'll go to a more traditional song.
Okay. I'm looking at that going, I like to keep even beats. I'm used to doing that, not going, I'll kill her, but damn it, I should have followed the instinct instead of the rule. Oops.
You know what? This is an honoring song for the women, for the life givers. I always want to make sure I do a song for the life givers. Got it?
Drum, no drum?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's see where we come in here.
Whatever beat you want.
I will follow, man. I'll get the lay of it. It's been a while since I've done this, but it's...
What happened to the drum?
Huh?
What happened to the drum? I wasn't hearing no drum.
Was there a drum? I was going soft on. I guess the mic wasn't picking up. Seriously?
Yeah, I wasn't hearing it.
I didn't hear it.
It was going. Okay. Now we know about that end.
Yeah.
It was going. Sorry, I just kind of when I gotta go with the drum, I gotta completely switch gears mentally on that one. Maybe a little later in the show, I'll know to move the drum closer to the mic.
Sure.
I'll turn off some noise suppression on the mic so we don't have that. It was going. It was a slow double beat.
It was really pretty. I was just like, oh, it's so nice.
Yeah, I got to know it sounded like a drum on my end. Okay.
Hey, before we close off, I did want to do two things. I wanted to thank everybody for tuning in.
We ain't done for a while yet, dude.
It means a lot to me that people show an interest. And the other thing I wanted to do was to give a shout out to some of the makers that I've represented in the past and still represent, because you know what? They're an inspiration to me. just because I've been doing this for a while doesn't mean that I don't get inspiration from so many great gifted flute makers, you know. So if I could, you know, I'd like to just at least recognize, you know, Hawk Littlejohn, J.P. Gomez, Billy Crobeek, Paul Nelson, Jaden Smith, Chet Miller, Daniel Begay, you know, to name but a few. And those people have really been an inspiration. They still are an inspiration, you know. So I just wanted to recognize them because they're what really inspires me.
Understood. I just turned off the noise suppression on my mic and did the gain up on it because I saw where auto went down when the drum was going. So we know that. I'm probably saying a little bit different now.
Okay.
Before we go into the overtime where we start relaying questions from the crowd and maybe another song or music, shall we go ahead and tell about next week's show?
Yeah. So next week we have Crafty Chica on our show. She is an amazing, very amazing artist, entrepreneur, designer, artist. She's an amazing person. So I'm so excited that she's going to be on our show. And definitely, like every person that's been on our show has been so wonderful. And it's exciting that we get to share these different interviews and information with everyone. And
what's her name?
So her name's Kathy Murillo, and her brand that she has is called Crafty Chica.
Oh.
So yes, she does really cool stuff. I've been a fan of hers for many years, and I've met her at different conventions for trade conventions. Really nice person. And
what art forms does she do?
She does pottery. She does painting. She draws. Her husband's an artist as well, and he paints and draws. And they do all these really cool things. She makes things with glitter. A lot of really cool stuff. And I'm very excited about that for next week.
When Savea, we were talking about the glitter, we were trying to see if we wanted to do a joke with about Rip Taylor. Rip, what was his name?
God.
Yeah, the throws. It wasn't was it Rip Taylor? No, it wasn't Rip Taylor.
There was a guy. He always would throw things of glitter. He'd be like, "Yay, yay!" And he would like throw glitter.
Rip Taylor. It was Rip Taylor.
And was his name?
It was his Rip Taylor. As we were thinking about that, we're like, how many people recognize the name Rip Taylor?
Yes.
Unless you watch Wayne's World 2, that's like the latest time he made it on a movie. Anyway, so that's what we're doing next week. Well, what you might also see next week is you might see just how cute some of our favorite Star Wars characters are. Savea, bring out your thing. Savea, bring out your favorite Star Wars characters and do this. And we're going to show just how wonderful our favorite character is. Savea?
I think he's the cutest.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything.
I was talking about our favorite Star Wars character, and we talked about it was going to be Jar Jar.
No.
Ooh.
I think Baby Yoda's much cuter.
No. I know you got Baby Yoda. By the way, Mac, this is Jar Jar Pickles. He's the stuntman for Jar Jar Binks from Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Oh.
Remember what Jar Jar Binks looks like? This is Jar Jar Pickles because it's
Jar
Pickles. Anyway, now that I'm done explaining it. You bring out Baby Yoda, and we said that we were going to talk about the cool locations for Jar Jar because people like the Jar Jar, and he's appeared on damn near every show. And yay, okay, yeah, you have him peeking. Yes, people think he's cute. I could be doing that too.
What about Baby?
What?
What about Baby Yoda?
He's got Baby Yoda, but this is what. Okay, he's cute.
Look at how cute he is.
I know, granted, he's got a face for radio, but Savea, this is one of those competition things we're doing. I talk about. I think we need to settle this.
Can a pickle ever be turned back into a? Never mind.
I think yes. Okay, yeah, I can do that with Jar Jar Pickles too. There, Savea. See,
that plastic?
Oh, look how cute. Huh?
Is that plastic?
Is it what?
Are those plastic pickles?
No, that's an actual jar of pickles.
They do look like plastic pickles, don't they? They're pretend.
No, I said plastic, not plastic.
Whatever that was, what that meant. Anyway, so they're gonna, apparently what you might see next week is going to definitely happen next week. Everybody, we're gonna have this out between Jar Jar and Baby Yoda. Next week we're gonna have the cuteness battle royale. Baby Yoda versus Jar Jar Pickles.
Baby Yoda is so dang cute.
The audience will be the judge, the jury. Well, not just the jury, but they'll be the judge.
Now, what are those side cutters doing up there?
Baby Yoda's gonna pick them up and cut.
It's part of the background we use for various scenes and stuff like that for the show. It doesn't mean, well, Baby Yoda shouldn't be doing the force holding dangerous wire cutting pliers. Jar Jar Pickles is perfectly good to handle tools and stuff.
I'm glad this.
That's our battle royale next week.
Laura says Baby Yoda. Yep. She says Baby Yoda.
Why don't you ask?
The rest of America has to come in and sound off.
What about your audience? Who do they choose?
They're going to choose either Baby Yoda or Jar Jar Pickles.
I think it's obvious who's everyone's going to pick. I mean, just saying.
We may already know that the conclusion it may be a foregone conclusion who's going to win. And I'm sorry, Baby Yoda is going to be out a little bit because America's favorite will be Jar Jar.
Jar Jar.
As soon as I get whatever direction he's supposed to go. There we go.
Terrible. Just terrible.
America loves the underdog or under pickle. Okay. Don't put yourself in a pickle called Jar Jar Pickles. That was bad. Okay. We're in overtime. We're officially in overtime. Let's start relaying questions to Mac. All right. Let's start scrolling a little bit. You got any, Savannah, on your end?
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to look at my questions. Okay. I have a question from Carol Ann. She says, what do you find is the hardest when designing and making a flute?
The flute, the hardest thing is what it's actually going to turn out like. Because we take lumber from something that was once alive, is supposedly dead now. We fashion it, blow life back into it, and the flute has its own soul, So the hardest thing is trying to conform to what the wood wants to be.
Cool. So, and then also this part 2 question is, do you and your wife play duets?
Yes, we've performed together. She prefers the drum. And so we've actually gotten a chance to be able to do that. I'd like to do another CD with her.
Oh, that would be cool.
Oh, that would be awesome. I mean, my last CD I did with my granddaughter. And
awesome.
It's called Gift of the Grandchildren. And that CD was nominated in 2 categories for the Native American Music Awards.
Oh, that must be good memory for her.
She didn't care if we won or lost. Just being nominated to her was like, yes, Of course, Grandpa win, but that's okay.
So cool.
Okay. We have a question from Vivian. Sorry. We have a question from Vivian. Do you compose original songs? What inspires those songs?
Life. You know what I tell people to do?
Yeah.
Is when they're playing the flute, to imagine something, a significant time in their life. Imagine the day they were married, the day they were divorced, the birth of a child, the death of a loved one. And it changes the entire melody and the way you play. So there's some songs that are completely improvisational, and other songs, for whatever reason, that I can play the same way all the time.
Okay.
Now a word from our sponsors.
I know. I'm looking. I'm trying to.
Yeah, drink your drink again with the drink thing. A word from our sponsors.
Dr. Pepper.
That's been a visual gag the last few minutes that we've been doing. She caught on.
So, Maya has a question. How long is the process to create a flute?
For me, probably longer than most because I don't have all the trick tools that a lot of flute makers do, but I have the basic. And if I was just going to make one flute, which I never just make one flute, I do them in groups. But if I was going to make one flute from start to finish, anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks.
Okay, we have a question from Cassie. What's the difference in how you make a flute in G minor versus other tones?
Other keys.
The other keys, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a term that's been around for a long time. It's called grandfather tuning. And grandfather tuning was making flutes entirely by body measurements. And so you would have to really work with the flute in order to get melodies that you liked. Where these days, people want what's considered concert-tuned flutes in particular keys because they want to be able to play those with other instruments. One of my CDs is all flute and piano duets. And, you know, people really depend on you making sure that the key you're making is in fact right as right on as it can possibly be.
Okay.
I have a question, another question from Cassie. What do you use to hollow out the flute?
I use a router. The flute's made in 2 pieces, lengthwise. So I route, if I'm going to make a flute out of dimensioned lumber, I use a router. If I'm going to make a flute out of a branch, it has to be all hand tools, hand gouges, and, you know, because it's an odd shape. So they're not hollowed out per se. They're a half a round is done on each side, and then once they're glued together, that creates the circle.
We have a question from Elena. Will you show us what you're working on now? Do you have a flute that you're working on right now?
Elena, could that be Elena Tonali?
Yes,
it would. I think I met her too.
Yeah. What did she want?
She's asking, will you show us what you're working on now? Your project.
This is a secret lab.
You see the Tesla coils going up electricity.
This flute is all relief carved.
Wow, that's so cool.
Head to toe. It's not done yet, but the actual flute was made by Paul Nelson, a really gifted flute maker. And I'm doing collaborations now with a few different flute makers. And I love doing this because I have a new toy that's
let's play with this thing. I know it.
a pneumatic engraver.
Oh.
It runs off of an air compressor. It's really a customized dental tool. So most like Dremels do like 40,000 RPMs. Mm-hmm. This does 400,000 RPMs.
Wow.
And so it's an incredible tool. and I've been having loads of fun with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
And if
high
you need any
power.
dental work done, come and see Dr. Lopez.
I was trying to think of a joke about that. You work on your flute and work on a crown in the same shop.
Yeah, I'll drill your teeth. Just sit down here. I'm just gonna drill it.
Okay, we have a question from Laura.
I had a suggestion. You could actually make teeth that whistle.
You can just go. All right. We have a question from Laura. Who's the mentor that inspired you, that pulled you to the flute? Let me ask that again. Who's the mentor that inspired you, that pulled you to the flute?
Well, the person that really changed everything about how I make flutes was Hawk Little John.
Okay. I should probably relay it from Elena Tonali. Thank you, Uncle Mac.
Yeah. Tell her, you're welcome, mija.
You're welcome. Mija.
Maya said, wow, this is my first time to tune in, and I'm learning so much. This is also rad.
Rad? That's a native, you know.
That, you know, the thing is that like this is why we do the show, because it's kind of this situation where, you know, you may not, like, people may not be in this position to ask these questions, you know, and so it's kind of a cool way to really get to learn about people and their art and all these different art skills that people have and what they make. And it's just, this is what I love about our show, because we can let people get that chance.
This is why what we're accomplishing now is why we created the show.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at what you did when Elena took your drum making class. That woman makes some nice drums.
She's made more drums since the class?
She's made a couple more, yeah.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, James actually teaches drum making. And he's taught drum making at our store several years now. And what happened was we had a small class. We only had like 3 people the first time. And then we had like, I think we had like 4 or 5 people say they're going to come. And like only 3 of those 5 people came, and we had 2 extra drum kits. And I was one of the people making the drum, and ended up having to make extra drums. And my arms were like totally wrecked for like months.
I hate to say it, when I had to make a drum beginning of April and send it over to Texas. Do you mean to tell you how long from start to finish, how long it took?
How long?
26 minutes and 14 seconds. I wanted to see how fast I could do. I actually did it on Facebook. I did a Facebook Live. I pointed out and said, let's see how fast I can nail this out. And I'm feeling it and doing it. And I look over and I'm like, 26 minutes? I was shocked. I was like, and it came out awesome. I'm not going to send it to Texas, but.
Well, let me ask you something, James.
Sure.
I've seen drums laced with leather, and I've seen them laced with sinew. How do you feel?
The thing is that what they're doing is that you're stretching the rawhide over the drum hoop, and when they do that, you can go ahead and lace it. I've done it where I've just done like a marble bag where you just do a drawstring with the rawhide. And the secret is that you have to, as the rawhide, when it's wet, it stretches, and as it dries, it shrinks back to its original size. And it's when it stretches that you get it over and you start getting the sound over the hoop. And if you're using leather will hold it in place, and it'll still work, but it doesn't get the rawhide as tight as I like it.
I would also pull it like it would stretch it out.
The rawhide lace will also shrink and help pull the drum head over. There is such thing as too much, because if you do it too much, these holes, let me hold up to the camera. These holes can stretch and bust if you do it too tight. And you can bust the lace too. And the thing is the lace is more likely to bust after a number of years or a number of uses and exposure to the elements.
No, I can't
find balance.
That well, but is that drum laced with rawhide or with sinew?
This is actually laced with rawhide, but when I work with a lot of kids, because I work with the Boy Scout Venture crew, I run it here at Coachella Valley, does a lot of high venture, and the kids want to learn how to make a drum. And I was like, okay. And so I taught it to the crew, and one of the kids wanted to use some extra artificial sinew on the handle, just a kind of a little bit of padding, because you got some soft skin, I guess. But underneath it right there is the rawhide lace. He went off to college. He says, I want you to have this so you can use it for other performance, because sometimes I don't have a drum for myself to use. It's kind of like the mechanic car doesn't have a car.
Is the actual lacing, is that sinew or rawhide?
This is rawhide.
Oh.
And this is rawhide.
Okay.
I think sinew would be too, it's not strong enough.
Sinew would be strong, but it's not going to last. Your drum will not last. It will need to be repaired sooner. Leather, same thing. Even latigo, saddle leather will work fine, but it's not going to last as long. I've actually got, I'm not going to grab it out of the garage, but I've actually got like an old saw blade from a handsaw that I laced to a hickory handle from a broken tomahawk. When I was in high school, probably about 1991, I laced it. I still use that saw with that rawhide holding it. It was a good thick piece of moose rawhide, and it's lasted all these years later. I'm still using it. If you do it right, it will last a long time. It is some tough stuff. Granted, deer hide ain't going to work on this. The elk is your good in-between hand drum material for something when you start getting bigger. Hand drums this size and bigger.
What about buffalo?
Buffalo's too thick.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
It depends on the part of the buffalo. If you stretch it enough, it could work. But when you start getting in, I got some hand drums over here, but they're kind of put away. I really want to drag them out. There's people sleeping in my house. Bigger hand drums are basically like small powwow drums you hold by the hand. They could work. I overall like elk for anything that size or bigger, up to about probably 23 inch. A 23-inch hand drum might as well be a small powwow drum.
Well, James, I want to thank you for being on our show and for answering all these
questions. I was wondering who's interviewing who here, dude. It's like, okay, we gotta go to back to Mac.
I have a question for you, Mac. Going back. Cassie was asking, what do you use to map out the design of a flute? And it says a pencil.
Yeah.
I would think that, like, I know pencils are kind of not pens, but like when I'm doing oil painting, I always use pencil because it doesn't bleed through. And I think that even you'll probably experience that with working with wood, that pencil will not bleed through stain.
Right.
I'm going to grab something because somebody has a question. I got to grab something. Well, they're asking what sinew is.
Okay. So Maya is asking what sinew is. Do you want to tell her?
I got it. You want to say it, Mac, or shall I? Because I just want to grab it.
No, you explain it.
Okay. Sinew is original material is actually the tendon that connects muscle to bone, and it can be used for when you have it. It's used in the old days, even today. If you soak in your mouth, it's kind of like rawhide, but it won't shrink when it dries. It gets stiff again. But you can use it for sewing bags, making bowstrings. You can use it to back bows to increase the pull strength of it, and it can be used for it's a thread basically made from animal. It's the tendon. But what we have is artificial sinew, which is rolls that come like this. These can be sold. As a matter of fact, this roll came from Dancing Bear Indian Trader. Woo! Oh wow, I'm thirsty. I think we need to. We don't talk about sponsor, but I think I'm thirsty today. I drink.
So we have another question. Let
me finish. You're supposed to drink the Dr. Pepper.
So Mac, are you going to be the new co-host?
He didn't even go through the rigmarole looking up on Craigslist.
Only if I'm the first choice instead of the fifth.
It's so funny.
No, Smeagol was the first choice. Smeagol. No, you're not precious enough. No.
Ow, smash. Okay. We knew that was going to be returned. To finish off, sinew is a wax nylon cord that comes in rolls like this that acts and kind of feels like the real stuff, but there's some states that have game laws that you cannot use sinew, like California and New York. There's another state out too. And so there's rolls of this stuff. It's really economical. It's just as strong, and it works. And anybody that's in this art medium has got a roll of this stuff. You can buy these at Dancing Bear Indian Trader.
I can tell you about the roll of sinew. For one thing, you never want it touching any fabric.
No.
That's light colored. It will stain everything. It will stain any fabric, any plastic. And then also another interesting thing about that roll of sinew is that people come in all the time and they say they want real sinew. And most of the time, sinew is only about this long. You get some that
you can get about 3.5 feet off and go back and moose for a buffalo.
But most people
most of it be like 90,
this. Yeah, but you know, artificial sinew and duct tape are the main ingredients for Native people.
That's what holds my car together.
A lot of duct tape.
Yeah.
I got a pair of jeans, but I got him with sinew actually because I didn't have anything else at the time.
But you know that artificial sinew, most of the time, I say 98% of the time, if someone's asking for sinew, that's what they want, because they use it
but once they smell it, they won't want it.
Like the real sinew.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, you know, also the thing is, real sinew actually bugs will go after. So if you're making product, because it's a natural product, if it does get any moisture, it can mold and rot.
It isn't mold; it's decomposing. It's just like rawhide. When you soak rawhide, you're continuing the decomposition process.
Yeah, because sinew it's tendon. It's flesh.
When you're wetting it down, you're decomposing. You're getting it soft so it can decompose, but then it'll dry again and not mummify, but pause the process. And when it's decomposing.
Well, thank you, James, for being on our show. We want to just, do we have any more questions for James?
Yeah, does anyone have any questions for James? Let's see.
I will relay them to Mac, and Mac can answer and pretend to be me. I can't get this. Well, does anybody have questions for Schmiegel or Hulk? Let's divert it that way.
And you know, you guys can ask, you can send in any questions through latenightcrafttalk@gmail.com, or you can send it through the Facebook Live comments. Let's see here. I'm looking to see if there's any questions we've missed.
Okay, Rhoda says she's made a few drums. Laura has says E6000 is great glue. Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
You know, duct tape will fix anything. They actually made a E6000 glue that has no smell.
I didn't even think the other.
Because you're supposed to use it with you're supposed to use it with a lot of ventilation, cross ventilation, because it's really not good to be breathing in that stuff. And they have it now with no smell.
Any questions from France?
We do know we have some French viewers this evening, which actually it's probably early. It's early morning in France. It's probably
it's a late crap
5
night.
or 6 o'clock in the morning.
Any questions from Jocelyn?
I don't know. Let's see. Hey, so we have a question, Mac. Where do you have any planned performances? I mean, obviously right now, but do you have any future plans for your music at this point that you want to share?
My inauguration day when I make president next year.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I really do want to do 2 CDs. I want to do one with my wife. And then there's actually a professor of music at El Camino College where they book me twice a year to share the history behind the native flutes to their music majors, which is a really cool thing to do. And I was just talking to him the other day about wanting to do a CD with him because he knows all these really cool musicians. So,
Gotcha.
So I have another question. What venues have you played in? I know that you said you played in San Diego, Performing Arts Center. Where else have you played?
The Herd,
played lots of places.
The Herd Museum in Phoenix, the Pueblo Grande Indian Market, also in Phoenix, Litchfield Park, which is just on the outskirts of Phoenix. These are all Indian markets, not powwows, but higher end type of art forms and such. I've played in Switzerland to a crowd of 3, and
There's the spirits is meant to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a personal concert.
I have to warn you now. I just saw that Cherry Lopez is watching. She knows where you're at now.
Oh.
Uh-oh, somebody's in travel.
So we have Vanessa Woods is saying good morning from the UK.
Oh, nice.
Hello, Vanessa.
And we have a question for Jar Jar.
I know what you're going to question. I looked at it. Yes?
Kosher or dill?
Oh.
Jar Jar think. Let me go for face. Jar Jar say dill.
You don't have to answer that without your attorney present. You know that.
He's not in any trouble.
Oh, okay.
He's perfectly safe. He's a spaceman. He goes to by space rules.
I just got a message from France, from a dear sister of mine, Jocelyn, which simply said, "I see you."
We have a question. Where can people buy your CDs?
You know, right now it's going to my website and just calling me, because I don't have any sampled music on the website, but my direct phone number is on there, as well as Facebook. So just giving me a call directly. That way I can kind of guide you to the music that you really want, because some of it is accompanied with other instruments. Some of it's more traditional. So I prefer people just call me because I like to be able to talk to them.
Okay. We will be having, and now's a good time to say that Mac's website is www.whirlwindstudios. That's Whirlwind, WHIRL, wind, whirlwindstudios.net. And we will have it we will have links to, as the show's posted, we already do have where the links that you've clicked to watch the show. We do have a link there to Mac's website, as well as we will have it listed on the closing credits at the end of the show. And again, whirlwindstudios.net is Mac's website.
So we have another question.
Yeah.
What do you use to put the two sides of the flute together?
Wood glue.
Wood glue.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense.
Or sinew.
Well, ain't gonna be Bondo.
You could stitch it together. Just sew it together.
Hey, you just gave me an idea.
Oh, cool.
Oh, the creative process in action. Not gonna share.
Oh my goodness, it's so much fun. I love doing the show. It's so great talking to all these people. And then Friday, it's like, it's Friday. I get excited. I'm like, we're gonna have a show.
Yeah, I'm so used to getting up at 4:30 in the morning, go work out, except Saturday mornings the last couple months. Sleeping like a teenager to try to get my body clock back to regular, and then do it again. Okay.
Yeah.
So, any other questions? Sherry Lopez is still watching, Max.
Uh-oh.
Baby Yoda, come on. You gotta go. You gotta stay down here. Okay? It's okay.
Jar Jar, you're in the way, but you're gonna save the world.
It's like every once in a while he just wants to just take a look at what I'm looking at, because he sees I'm looking right here, and he's like, "What you looking at?" He's like, "What you looking at right
Hey,
here?"
what's that thing on the end of your finger?
Oh, what
boy.
thing?
Here we go. Tell the story. Tell the
It's
story.
gone now. So when we were moving so we put a whole bunch of new fixtures in our store, and it's like shelves, like metal shelving, and I had this rubber mallet, and I don't know why, but I was holding it upside down, like I was holding the piece, and I was like, tapping the thing up because I was trying to take it off, and I whacked my finger, and I had this blood blister that dried up on my finger, and I was like, this is driving me crazy. It's gone now.
Press it against the camera.
Really? No, people don't want to look at this. It's yucky looking.
Just press it against the camera, see if it bleeds, and you say red rum.
Yeah.
Red rum.
Red rum.
Look at it like this and go, red rum, red rum, red rum. Love that movie. Okay.
Questions.
We have a question right here. No, we don't.
Question? No.
Let's see. Let's going through to see if we have any.
Oh.
We have some fun comments. Laura says, "Good night, friends."
What kind of music?
Rhoda says, "No."
Okay. So we have a question. Is Mac, do you have any music that you like to do parodies of?
Oh, here we go.
Like getting silly.
Yeah.
What titles?
Iron Man. Smoke on the Water.
I think that was really cool that you played Smoke on the Water on the native flute. That was pretty awesome.
I'm ready when you are.
Uh-oh.
Green onion.
Oh, Dan wants to know if you can do Green Onion.
What
You know what that is?
Bus earlier.
Green Onion?
Oh, yeah, I do know that. I mean, I don't know how to play it, but I know the song.
Oh, we have a new question. How
All right.
long does it take to learn how to play the flute?
That's a fair question.
About 3 minutes or less. Serious.
Really?
Yeah.
So how do you, so when you're studying, I mean, because I don't know how to use the flute, and I just started learning ukulele, so I'm not really great at it. So how do you, like, what kind can you play regular music with the native flute? Like,
yeah.
Do you know, like, because I have no idea.
Yeah.
What,
you can play thing on a native flute that you can play on any other wind instrument, for that matter. It's just that I don't know. I'm not musically inclined, to tell you the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Wait, what? You're not musically inclined? You sound pretty musically inclined to me.
Max doing the humble thing.
No. I mean, you know what? What I'm playing is just improvisational.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me give you a quick lesson.
Oh, yay.
Ready. On a 6-hole flute, right? 3rd hole from the top. Keep that down. It doesn't mean you won't use it, but for the purposes of the native scale, remember, keep the 3rd hole from the top down. Okay? Start out with all the holes closed and just blow into it softly. Okay. Once you start going up the scale, increase the pressure of your breath. So it's going to be. That's the scale, okay? So how you manipulate that is entirely up to you. Dun, dun. Okay.
Yeah, we're starting to headbang.
Awesome. Because it's interesting. It's interesting to hear that because, would they know? That's really cool.
I think it might be fair to say is, you can learn how to play the flute in 3 minutes, but the devil's in the spirit's in the details.
No, really. You know what I tell people? In less than 3 minutes, you'll be playing music that's pleasing to the ear.
True.
I mean, that's the biggest selling point on the flutes. If they were difficult instruments to play, I wouldn't bother making them. And we sell a lot of flutes.
They're pretty cool to have around anyway, because you can make all kinds of interesting music.
And we do different kinds of tunings, So.
So I have a question from the Peanut Gallery here.
Uh-oh.
Who's asking, so is it similar? Like, how is it different from a flute? Like, I mean, like a, metal, traditional flute.
Because you don't have to blow into it like a Coke bottle,
Oh, you're like.
Yeah. I think
you don't have to blow down.
I think it's fair to say is that Mac, when we met on Wednesday for the show, and I said, "Hey Mac, we lost a guest speaker. Can you help out with that Boy Scout Venture Crew I mentioned earlier?" He says, "Yeah, come on." And the kids were enthralled. we've never had it where of course we're having to meet on Zoom because there's no in-person meetings right now, social distancing, blah blah blah. And the kids are all of a sudden like bringing out a guitar, one's bringing out his flute, going, "What do you think of this?" And they're playing. When Mac leaves, they're still playing on Zoom, and I'm like, I'm not stopping the meeting. They're having fun playing together. And he's doing that. I'm like, who else can bring that out of them?
Isn't
and they're
that
asking
cool?
the same questions, like, what's the difference between the Euro flute compared to the native flute? And I've never had that happen in a meeting, and it's just like,
that's awesome.
it's cool that you brought it out of them. You brought it out on them. Some of these kids the one kid was actually embarrassed to play flute, and all of a sudden he's bringing out going proudly.
Yeah.
What's your do you have your favorite flute that you have of your collection that you like to play the most? Which one's your favorite that you have?
That could be a broad question.
Right now, the Hawk Little John Trader.
Can you show us that one again? Because we looked at a lot of flutes today.
There it is.
Wow.
Do you see his little face tattoos? And
that is really cool.
yeah, it is. I love this flute.
How many people are in the peanut gallery?
18?
No, your peanut gallery at the shop.
What's a peanut gallery?
2 dogs and a husband.
Just the crowd she has a nickname for over at the shop right now.
Damn.
Gallery.
I have my huge staff behind this curtain. 10, 15 people running, taking care of the background and the technicalities of the show. Not like I'm sitting here with 2 computers and 5 monitors. 3 computers and 5 monitors.
Am I going to get invited back?
Of course.
Dude, I think anytime you want.
You're in the band. What are you talking about?
You got an open invite, big time, dude. I'm sure Savannah don't need to discuss it. We're both going to go,
Yeah, you're in the band. What are you talking about?
Just text us one week, say, hold on the show. We'll go, okay.
We got this new song for this.
Yeah,
we'll have to get rid of Aerosmith or somebody and make room for you. That's fine.
And eventually I'll be better on the ukulele. We'll see how that mixes together.
Well, I hope sometime you consider having Cherry on.
Oh, that would be cool.
Talk to us out when we go off the air. Talk to us. Let's talk about.
Have your people call my people.
All right, Mac, I'll call you. It's like I did weeks ago.
Meaning we call you.
Well, we're putting ourselves in third person here all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know. Like, believe it or not, like our show, like we do everything. Like James and I, like we do like all the stuff, and then I get some help from the Peanut Gallery. And this show is like really grassroots, this is just us just having a good time, being silly, chatting up with friends. And it's great because like we get to learn so much about something we don't necessarily talk about, and
I hope that you have other flute makers on.
That would be really cool.
I think it really would be.
Inevitably, we're going to go with people we already know for the show since it started, but as we go along, we meet more people or other resources or do that, we will. Immediately we're going with people that we're familiar with, and so I bring in some people. Savella's brought in most of the guests. You're the first one I brought on, actually. And as we go along. Yeah. Well, we're talking, and we fill the list of who the guests are. I'm like, okay, let me see. And I start making calls, and I look at the list. It's like, Savella's got the first 5 weeks booked up already. Go Savella.
Yeah. Well, it's just, both James and I have met so many people throughout the years when we've worked on this. And just, I've worked in so many, I know so many different people in the craft industry because we're working with all of the wholesalers because we sell the craft supplies.
Right.
So we just meet so many people that are just really cool.
Well, you're working directly with artists,
Yeah.
And then we see all the artists here. And actually, I love seeing, like, we have had some of our friends that make the most beautiful work. We get to see it. And we got actually, like, a couple weeks back, my friend Mari, she's one of our customers. And I've sold her tons of beads. And I've never really seen anything she's made. And then she's like, I get those beads from you. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so cool to see that. And yes, my hair is purple, by the way. I can see it.
The shirt and the text, the font on the graphics, the color there. You can tell any of the graphics for the show I've done and any of the surveys done because it's always going to be purple.
Hey, where's the Hulk at?
Huh?
I don't know. Let me look around. You want to survey? You want to bring him out? Oh, you bring that out, you're going to track him. Hulk smash! Hulk like little boy. Hulk also like Mac play wood fruity things. Hulk here and Hulk want to go, oh, smash, smash, smash. Arr. And there.
You guys are nuts.
Don't make Hulk all self-conscious. Hulk be sad.
How come you don't have neck?
What?
What happened to your neck?
It all muscle. It all muscle.
He's no more juice. Just stop drinking the juice, Hulk. No more juice.
Hulk make accident with gamma radiation. And now Hulk.
So according to this, it actually says about the Hulk. It says here, caught in the heart of a nuclear explosion, victim of gamma radiation gone wild, Dr. Robert Bruce Banner now finds himself transformed in times of stress into 7 feet, 1,000 pounds of unfettered fury, the most powerful creature to ever walk the earth.
Unfettered fury.
Hulk taller than that. Hulk not weigh 1,000 pounds. Hulk taller because Hulk body to mass to height ratio much better.
Too much juice.
No. I make Hulk mad. Smash. We got to get him off the show, man. We're in danger if we do that. He's going to smash the studio here.
So we have a request that you could play. Can you play? How much is Smoke on the Water? Can you play? Can you play more of it? Or you just play like the chorus?
Oh, that's from that.
I'm doing it in my head right now. Let me get.
Could Schmiegel or Hulk help?
Yeah, but that's all it is. It's that over and over again, isn't it?
I think so.
Dun, 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 dun,
You know, there's
dun.
a group on Facebook that's called Native. I think it's called Native American Flute Sheet Music. And what they do is they take popular songs and transpose those into finger charts.
That's cool.
And I mean, everything you can think of.
It's kind of like there's a group that a lot of people don't know about. I don't know if you've heard of a group called Postmodern Jukebox.
I love Postmodern Jukebox.
No.
So
Especially with Puddles, the sad clown guy.
Yes. So
Puddles
Postmodern
Pity Party.
Jukebox is actually led by a guy named Scott Bradley, and he's a piano player. And I actually know him. Yeah, you didn't know that.
How well do you know him?
Huh?
Nothing.
How did I get to know him?
No, I said, how well do you know him?
Well, my husband and I did a swing dance lesson for their concert once in San Diego.
You know that my wife used to teach swing dance?
Really? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't swing dance anymore. I injured my ankle a long time ago, so I just don't do that anymore. Done.
Well, you know, I have talked to one of your previous dance partners. You kind of heard him too. You're Hulk that Hulk. Hulk get injured from Savannah. She mean. She smashed when she danced. She slam danced.
Anyway, Postmodern
Get
Jukebox.
out of here, Hulk. Get out of
It's
here.
like Postmodern. So they take modern songs, kind of like what you're saying for that native thing, and they bring everything to a swing sound.
Wow.
Vintage sound. So they take like.
Is that a group on Facebook?
They have millions of subscribers on YouTube.
Oh.
Huge, and their videos are so great. I love watching them.
A lot of it's like vintage stuff. You might see like
Postmodern Jukebox.
style.
Oh, Postmodern Jukebox.
Postmodern Jukebox, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna send you a link to their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Write down a note
A couple
to do that.
years ago, we actually themed our store to Postmodern Jukebox, and I asked Scott if we could play his videos in our store and promote his event, or his band. He said sure, so that was pretty cool.
Wow.
It was really cool. But yeah, he's really nice. Like all those people are they're such nice people. They're really talented, amazing musicians and singers, and they do just the coolest things with music. I love it.
Sort of like Hulk
Yeah, kind of.
and Baby Yoda.
Well, Hulk and Baby Yoda, they really hung together much because Hulk's a little rough, but Baby Yoda did take down a Mudhorn on The Mandalorian.
So, okay, you know,
Okay.
if you've seen the movie Wayne's World,
Yeah.
okay, do you remember how they go to the guitar store to buy the Fender Stratocaster after he gets his money? And Wayne goes into and he's like, I'd like to see the guitar, right? And so he starts playing Stairway to Heaven. It's like, hey. And he points up at a sign and it's like, no Stairway to Heaven.
Ooh.
Stairway denied.
Okay, so this is true. Like at guitar stores, they really don't like to hear this, right? So
Is that right?
Yeah.
what would you say would be the song that you don't want to hear someone playing on the flute? That was a long lead up.
Daddy had a little lamb.
The overplayed song on the flute.
Yeah, what is the song you do not want to hear?
Roll your boat.
Amazing Grace.
Didn't expect that.
Oh man.
Because everybody
Don't do
does
it.
it.
Yeah. Those sounds also on bagpipes.
Oh yeah, big time.
Let's see here. Let's see. I'm looking at everything.
You know, it was like our second or third show. Maybe it was our second. We did a Wayne's World teen show.
I know. And you know what? Rhoda says she's never seen Wayne's World. Holy moly. Okay. You got to go watch it. I watched it recently and it still holds up. You know, when you watch an older movie, and when you watch it now and it's still relevant, that shows how awesome the movie is.
Classic SNL and two great movies. Well, one great movie and one
Wayne's
pretty good
World
one.
It's so good. It's hilarious. So Rhoda, tomorrow your assignment is you have to watch Wayne's World. It's such a good movie. You don't know what you're missing out on. You're gonna be like, how did I live my life before I didn't watch Wayne's World? Seriously, you're gonna be like, I'm so glad I took that assignment and I watched Wayne's World. There's a part of the movie because, like, you know, James and I are like, we don't have any sponsors. We don't believe.
Oh, all three of us were doing it that night. Hey, Savea, you have a Dr. Pepper? Can I have a Dr. Pepper? Why don't you hand me your Dr. Pepper?
It's refreshing, and it has 23 flavors.
I'd like to have a drink of a Dr. Pepper. Will you hand it to me?
You want here? Here you go, James.
All right. Thank you very much. We have this well rehearsed.
Yes, we practice this all the time.
You want the Dr. Pepper back?
Yeah, please. Can you hand it back to me?
All right, here you go. All right, there you go.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Funny the way that went from bottle to can.
Hey, we don't need your interpretation of reality. We create our own on Late Night Craft Talk.
You know, we've done magic where we have turned Dr. Pepper to Coke.
We did a Downton Abbey Monty Python theme one with Scott Sutton was on a few weeks ago, and we're like having tea, and I'm pouring this tea kettle, and the water's coming down, and Savea's holding up a teacup, and it's pouring into her cup.
I'm like this. I'm all, hey, pour me some tea.
Yeah, and I'm like going like this, pouring the tea. Well, I have a bowl sitting right here, so the tea's pouring in there, and she's got Dan off to the side. No, we're really doing it. We're really doing it. It took some practice.
Yes.
Do you know any magic?
We do. We do it every time.
Yes.
Do you know magic?
So watch this. I have a coffee. I'm going to hand it to James.
Mm-hmm.
Here you go, James. Here's a coffee.
All right. Thank you very much.
There you go. See? Isn't that crazy? Hey,
Yeah.
Well, I could bring out the Sword of Thundera.
Can you hand me Jar Jar Pickles, please?
Sure. Here you go.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
See, it's all in the camera. The camera makes it look pretty. It's the software.
This is the silliness.
Well,
and
if
the
you want,
hijinks
I mean, if you
get
want to see
every
like
time.
magic, I could bring out the Sword of Thundera.
No.
Okay, so Rhoda's like, I have to find it. Okay, listen. You have to. There's certain movies you have to watch on the list, right? Wayne's World is definitely on the list. Another movie that is really good is Idiocracy.
Oh God, yes.
Okay, the crazy part about Idiocracy, it was written in 2006, or was filmed in 2006, 2007 era. And if you look at what's going on, it's like, oh my God,
it's a tongue-in-cheek movie, but it's funny because I mean, you got what's the big football player that was on like Expendables and stuff, and he was on Andy Samberg's TV show about cops.
Oh, Terry Crews.
Terry Crews plays the president of the United States named Camacho in that movie, and it's hilarious.
Yes, he's a wrestler. He's a worldwide federation wrestler, and he is the president of the United States.
And everybody wears Crocs. Max going, what are we talking about? He's like, this is beyond weird now.
It's cool. It's cool. It's really
tongue-in-cheek. Like, stick with
there's
it.
like
it is
a
funny.
Costco that's a mile squared. And there's a train inside Costco. There's a train inside Costco.
And you don't use water to water crops because
inside Costco.
Why wouldn't you? Thank you for being on our show, and I hope that we can have you back sometime. And
we can have this whole conversation talking about movies, and Max going to be like, I don't have to do anything. What am I here?
So we have a request. Okay. So with all of our silliness, we have another request. Is Mac, would you like to play one last song for our show, and we'll play us out to the end of the show?
Sure.
What would you like to play? Play something awesome.
Everything's awesome.
Whatever comes to the heart and the spirit, man.
He's like, oh.
Stairway to Heaven?
Ooh.
Really?
No.
Amazing Grace?
Goes back to what I was saying, Savea, the people that ask for requests from performers. We want to look at you and burn you with our laser eyes. That's all fun here.
One last song?
Yes, please.
James, the drums.
If you want it, I will.
Yeah, get the drums.
He's
all
like,
right. I got to boom boom.
Like,
let me do a sound test.
What am I gonna play today?
Let's make sure. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay, I gotta keep it quiet.
Wait. Play it again. Keep going. Yeah.
You barely hear it now.
Yeah.
That's the noise suppression. Give me like 20 seconds here. Make sure it didn't reset. Go to audio settings. Let me fix this.
It's really uncanny how cute he is. Look how cute he is.
Yeah, until he goes to my side and he looks like Jar Jar Pickles. How's this?
Do it again. You can't hear it.
All right, I'm going to make this very brief. I can switch mics. If it doesn't work, it's not going to happen. Let me switch mics real fast. All right, how's this?
No.
Okay. Not working, really. It's not going, and I've turned off micro sensitivity.
The first time you had it on, that was the loudest it could get. That was louder.
Yeah, the thing is that the microphone, the software is detecting it as noise, and it's automatically tuning it out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How's
voice, James?
How's this one? I just switched mics. This is the last.
Yeah.
Is it staying?
Yeah.
Better.
And we got it.
Yeah.
Maybe maybe hit it louder.
I got people sleeping in the other room. I got to watch that. Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, I thought you froze for a minute.
No. How's this? We doing okay there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it is what it is. If it doesn't go through, it doesn't go through. But it's what that was my. I switched to the last mic that might work. So.
His whole family.
Oh, well, there's gonna be a discussion with me in the morning. But you know, it is what it is. I'm good.
Okay. This is my closeout song. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And man, feel free to friend me on Facebook. And thank you for having me.
Yay!
I'll follow you. I want to see Baby Yoda.
You want to like
Baby Yoda,
you want to be like here
he's watching you right now.
hand drum beat or round dance beat.
No, give me the beat and I'll work with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do a round dance beat.
Yay!
Hoorah! All right.
Thank
Closing
you
credits.
so much. It was wonderful.
Thank you all. That's been awesome.
Yay! Dance to the
Don't
back.
forget, by midnight Sunday, your answers have to be in.
Yes.
Bingo. Closing
Don't
credits.
forget.
Off the air.
Guys, thank you.
Remember, whirlwindstudios.net.
We'll talk to you soon. Yay!
Thanks.
Hoorah.
Thank you, guys.